car. Now, this looks, Ted, like an interesting product, but will it be in with a lot of formidable competition?
Hard to say. Hyundai's products are getting better and better, and I do like the direction they're going in.
But they're in a tough marketplace. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Well, that's right. Making an incredibly competitive market segment even more interesting will be the new Hyundai Elantra. The Elantra brings to 4 the number of models in Hyundai's lineup, and it's a welcome addition with more interior space and better performance than the Excel or Scoop, and much better handling than the Sonata. This is the first Hyundai that is actually as good as comparable models coming out of Japan. In fact, in some ways, it might be better. The 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine powering it has 4 valves per cylinder and twin overhead camshafts. It's a Mitsubishi design built under license by Hyundai. Power output is 113 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, and you can order a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic transmission. Our test car was equipped with the automatic. This is a very robust engine with a good power train. It revs easily up to redline and has plenty of low-end torque. It is a little on the buzzy side, but is one of the few 4-cylinder engine automatic transmission combinations I've come across that is as versatile and responsive as the manual transmission setup. Overdrive may thump into gear a little harder than some people like, but it doesn't bother me. Fuel economy is very good, at least 9.3 liters per 100 kilometers combined rating, and this car will reach 100 kilometers an hour in about 10 seconds. Price tag is equally competitive, $10,995 to start, and Hyundai offer a 3-year, 60,000 kilometer basic warranty with the Elantra. With over 90 cubic feet of interior passenger room, the Elantra is more spacious than most of its competitors. This is a surprisingly roomy car with a bright, airy cabin. All controls are logically positioned, although the radio is located a little too low for my tastes. Excellent storage and stowage with little nooks and crannies all over the place. Tony's favorite, ingress and egress, is equally good, and it has a very roomy trunk, 11.8 cubic feet. In fact, the whole car offers very little to complain about. It's a well-made compact sedan with a good sense of balance, decent braking and handling abilities that will surprise you. Believe it or not, I even like the styling, which is a Hyundai in-house design and not a Giugiaro creation. Hyundai have always hit the mark stylistically, and the Elantra is no exception. It's not a knockout, but considering its market niche, is more than acceptable. The Elantra is the most contemporary model yet offered by Hyundai, but it doesn't offer as much car for the money as the Sonata, which it will be competing directly with. Hyundai is pricing the Elantra very carefully, right between the Excel and Sonata, both of which have similar price tags. In fact, the Elantra is going to have to duke it out in the most hotly contested market segment in the industry. The Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, Mazda Protege, Nissan Sentra, Saturn SL1, Ford Escort, Mercury Tracer, Dodge Shadow, and Plymouth Sundance are just some of the competition. I give this thing a driving dollar value of a full tank, Tony, because I think it's the best Hyundai yet.
Well, I think you're right there, and it's nice to have that 16-valve engine in there. It's kind of a perk these days for a small economy car, and it's really quite a cheap car. There's some disputing schools of thought on who styled this car. Hyundai claims in some areas to have done it all themselves, but they did tell me once that Giugiaro started the job and they finished it, but it looks very nice.
When I interviewed management, they said that they did it, so
right.
That's what we have to go with, right?
But styling it's very interesting because I think the styling on this car is very, very attractive. It's a fresh-looking car. It's hard in this. We have such a list of competitors here. The Corolla and the Sentra are very bland-looking cars. They don't really look very interesting. This is a very pretty car, and it's practical, too.
Well, the reason that I like it so much is it represents a real, genuine effort on the part of Hyundai to make a well-rounded, well-engineered car. The Stellar and the Sonata and even the Excel to some extent are kind of not quite all there, but this car is as good as anything coming out of Japan, and it really, to me, establishes Hyundai as a maker of good quality economy cars.
Well, I think so. The engine is pretty good. It does run pretty nicely. It's not as smooth. It's not the smoothest engine in this class, which makes me wonder what Hyundai is, of course, working on its own range of engines, and I wonder whether they'll be better. Hopefully they will, because I think that's an exciting prospect.
If I had to choose between this car and, say, the Corolla, I would buy this over the Corolla simply because I think that you're getting more car for the money, and I think from an engineering standpoint, it's every bit as good a car as the Corolla is. Might not be as reliable, but then what is? But I really got to pat Hyundai on the back for this one, I think.
Well, I agree. I think it's a pretty good job. As I said, the styling is fresh and the engine is very nice. What more can you ask for? And it's very inexpensive, very, very cheap.
Very well priced. Anyway, we have to sum up now. Red light, green light. What we don't like about it is the engine, which is a little on the buzzy side, not as smooth as it might be. And the radio is not placed where all the buttons are hard to get at. Handling, very good for a car of this type. Good power. And styling, I think it's a very good looking little car. Driving dollar value, a full tank, as I say, because I consider this to be a very well designed car.
Yeah, I think it earned the full tank, Ted. Stay with us. We'll be right back.